Words and imagery are Derek's forte. The brush with discipline will be Dunstan's citadel. Chancellor, these prophetic words were uttered with some measure of perspicacity by their mentor, Harold Simmons, at their first exhibition of paintings. Both men have moved on to international acclaim. One a Nobel laureate, the other an outstanding contributor to indigenous art that has provided us with images that are faithful to the inner reality of the Caribbean people. Born in Castries, St. Lucia in 1927, the Honourable Dunstan St. Omer attended the St. Aloysius Roman Catholic Boys' School and St. Mary's College. In 1946, he left St. Lucia for Curaçao, where he worked with the Dutch Oil Company, and came under the influence of the Greek painter Pandelis. On his return, he taught at the Vibotai School and at his alma mater, St. Mary's College. He also taught at the extramural department of the University of the West Indies, from where he received a scholarship to study art in Puerto Rico. On his return to St. Lucia, Dunstan St. Omer, Derek Walcott, his soulmate from childhood, and a few friends started the St. Lucian Arts Guild that in part became the regional movement to decolonize the artistic community and to reflect the social reality of a people trying to carve out their own space and to build their own nations. He worked with the Voice newspaper as sub-editor and subsequently as editor from 1959 to 1962, then as secretary to the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce from 1967 to 1971. His role, according to the Swahili word walimu, or art teacher for schools, was the anchoring feature of his career. This period spanned from 1971 until his retirement in 2000. St. Omer has been referred to as the father of the artistic genre called prismism, where instead of geometric shapes, he creates flat surfaces based on prisms, using the colors red, yellow, and blue. He's best known for his murals painted on the altars of several churches in St. Lucia, the St. Michael Church in Martinique, or the Church of St. John Vianney and the Ugandan Martyrs at St. Benedict, Trinidad. Some of his outstanding works have been the Holy Family mural at the Church of the Holy Family in Roseau, the murals of the Basilica of the Immaculate Conception, the La Rose mural at the Rose of Lima Church in Mochi, and the Last Supper mural at the Church of the Holy Cross in Des Ruisseaux. St. Omer has always had a political engagement with his people. His art has always been one of defiance of the cultural hegemony of Europe and a struggle for a local identity. At one point he said, and I quote, "The curse of the Caribbean is that our poverty is picturesque. Our daily reality is regarded by Europeans as heaven on earth, but for centuries they denied us the real thing. Until I painted the altarpiece mural in this church, Roseau Valley Church, black people were not admitted to heaven, not even as waiters." Unquote. His paintings of the Black Christ and the Black Madonna are symbols of hope for St. Lucia and black people everywhere. His reading of blackness is uplifting, empowering, unique, generative, and rebellious. Some may argue that the ambiguity may lie in his deep and resolute belief in Christianity and his own checkered colonial past. But he has sought to resolve it almost as a form of manifest destiny or mission by attempting to save Christianity for his people, by highlighting the message of love and with its attributes of unity and essence to life, mirrored in his being. Dunstan St. Omer has sought to heal historic wounds and has offered us the possibility of renewal. By his work, he points to an epiphany. Dunstan St. Omer, in designing the national flag, has engaged in democratic art of the highest level. He has provided the society with an identity of itself. This identity can be reproduced over time and space, taking to the world an image of this community. St. Omer's art, titled Prometheus, graces an external wall of the UB Open campus, with its theme of man receiving from God the gift of fire and light, reflective of the UE motto, Orient ex Occidente lux, a light rising from the west. St. Lucia's internationally acclaimed visual artist was awarded the St. Lucia Cross by the government of St. Lucia and a papal medal by the Roman Catholic Church in 2004. He was acclaimed a national hero by the Jubilee Trust Fund in collaboration with the Folk Research Center and the Cultural Development Foundation in 2007. Dunstan St. Omer credits all of his achievements to his God. His caring and persevering wife of 57 years who shouldered the responsibility of homemaker, especially during the lean periods. His 9 children, Alvin, Luigi, Giovanni, Julio, Roxanne, Sophia, Digna, Lygia, and Dunya, professionals in their own right with an international reach. Luigi incidentally gives us hope for continuity and sustainability by his own artistry. St. Omer, a little while after we had prepared this document, reminded me with pride and satisfaction of his first grandchild, the Canadian, whom he raised and who now holds a master's degree in education from Harvard University. And at the root of it all, St. Lucia, La Belle Helen, and its people whom he loves dearly. Chancellor, you will agree, I am sure, that Dunstan St. Omer is fully deserving